Hi friends, now I explain the concepts variable versus data structures. Already I explained about data types and variables. Variable already explained to you, just for the sake of integrity I am explaining to you. Marks 56 int. Whenever you have single data item, you can store it in a specific variable. As I told you already, variable is the named memory container in which a specific type of value is stored which may be replaced. Now, in this exam, you got 56. Next exam, you may get 65. Then 56 is replaced by 65. Like that, in variable, the limitation of variable is we can store only one data item, not more. If you try to enter other data item, then what happens? Suppose 65 if you enter, 56 is replaced by 65. Suppose if you reassign 70, then 65 is replaced by 70. That means a variable, whatever may be, it may be age, it may be name, it may be something, height, length, breadth, anything, only one value it can store. But in real life situation, we have to deal with multiple values. One value also we use rarely, but in many situations, programming situations, we use multiple values. Now, then in such case, variable is not suitable. Suppose in your examination, you have three papers. Then your ready option is three variables you have to create, marks 1, mark 2, mark 3. But if 10 papers are there, 10 variables you have to create. 100 papers are there, 100 variables you have to create. It is very tedious effort, and you have to waste a lot of time, and at the same time you may commit errors. That's why the data structures are created. Data structure is a container in which more than one value can be stored. Data structure is a memory container in which more than one value can be stored. Now I show you different data structures for your understanding. Now one data structure. Now you have three papers. Then one data structure you have created with three elements, and its name is marks list, and its type is int array. Actually, this is array data structure. Array is like a train, compartment wise, like this and all that. These are the elements, and in this you can store your marks 45, marks 1, marks 2, marks 3. This what you call array data structure. The data structures not only just for storing, you can organize them, you can insert, you can delete, you can replace, many operations you can perform. Suppose your college bag is not just for storing, you should be in a position to remove whatever you want, whatever you insert. So for simply we call it organizing data. We can comfortably organizing data. But in real life, not only one container, different types of containers we are using, like briefcase, suitcase, backpack, trolley bag, like that, gunny bag, like different types of containers we are using. Why we are using different types of containers means you know very well. Here in programming also we use different data structures, and I just introduced briefly. In the next concept I give you a detailed explanation. Suppose another data structure like array is there, that is called string data structure. In string data structure you can store only characters. Suppose its name is name, and its type is char array. Char array is string. Char array is string. In array we store numbers of integer type or floating point type, etc. and all that. Here one thing I have to tell you, in int array we can store only integer values. In floating point array we can store only floating point values. All should be floating point values. That point you have to understand. Thereafter one more data structure is there, that is like this. This is also like array, but difference is the discrete elements. These are connected like this. And you can store data 45, 51, 65, 37, 93, like that. Here linked list. Linked list. What is the difference between array and linked list? With in a real life example, it is like a train. In a train, all compartments are linked like this. But this is like a fleet of boats. A fleet of boats in river, several boats are there. All boats are linked like this. What is the advantage? If you compare this and this, here insertion, suppose a train is there. If you have to insert any compartment, how difficult it is, you know, I need not explain. Here, if you want to insert one new element with 60, you can do it very easily. So, where insertion, deletion operations are there and all that, instead of array, you can choose this one. Instead of briefcase, you can choose suitcase. Like that, you can choose this data structure. Now, array data structure, string data structure, linked data structure. One more data structure I introduced to you, that is stack. Stack is like this: 1, 2, otherwise 10, 20, 30, 40. Elements are inserted like this, one by one. And if you want to delete element, remove elements, you have to remove elements like this. For example, it is like a coin stand. You see the coin stand like this. How we insert? We insert from the top and remove from the top. This is a LIFO data structure. LIFO data structure means last in, first out. Last whatever element you inserted, that only you can remove first. In coin stand, last element only you can really remove first. If we have to remove first element, you have to remove 40, not 10. That is LIFO data structure. In some situations, we require LIFO data structure. And one more data structure I introduced to you, that is queue. Queue means whatever you know queue, and this is same. Suppose this is a queue data structure. Elements are like this and all that. This is FIFO data structure. FIFO data structure. FIFO means in queue, what happens? Suppose a film movie queue is there for tickets. Then how they issue tickets? Who comes first? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like this is there. For the number 1, they issue first. Number 2, they issue second. Like that, this is a queue data structure. This is FIFO, first in, first out data structure. This is last in, first data structure. This is linked list, but array, but these are not adjacent, like this thing and all that. That's why you have to learn different data structures. In real life, you are using different types of containers. Like that, here in programming, depending on the nature of the data, nature of collection of data, you have to choose one of the data structures. Here, just have a idea about this. From real life, if you understand them, you can explain them very easily. In the next concept, I detailedly explain the classification of data structures. That knowledge is very much important and all that.